Hi guys, welcome to Chef Tips UK with me, Chef Ricky. Today we are doing carrot cake. So before I start though, I just want to give a massive shout out to all the pals at work. They've really supported the channel, love the videos, so massive shout out to the NWP gang. Yes then, right, carrot cake, let's get started. Right, so got my bowl here and I've got loads of ingredients here. Don't get put off though, it is really easy to make. So we're going to start off with 250 millilitres of veg oil. We're using veg oil rather than butter. It's just going to make it really moist. And then I've got 250 grams of light soft brown sugar. Really easy to get hold of. In with that. And then all I'm going to do is mix these two in just for a couple of minutes. Right, once all your sugar and oil is combined, I've got half an orange worth of juice and zest there. Just going to bang that in. I've got 2 teaspoons of vanilla paste. You can use vanilla essence if you want. I'll just add a bit of paste knocking around, so use that. I've then got 2.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And here I've got half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of mixed spice. It's essential that it's mixed spice rather than allspice. Mixed spice is a bit sweeter, and it's what's going to give the carrot cake that unique spicy sweetness. So already it smells quite carrot cakey. So then to that I'm just going to go in with 4 eggs, one at a time, just like you would making a standard sponge cake. One thing to mention, I always forget to mention this, I've preheated the oven, so I've got mine on like gas mark 3. So between gas mark 3 and 4, you want it at about 160. You don't want to cook this too high, cook it quite low for a little bit longer. And once that egg's incorporated, in with another. 4 eggs in total. And we're just going to add on one at a time. Last egg, one-ended. Oh yeah. That's how the pros do it. So in with the last egg. And it's this has turned out quite nice, but sometimes it can look as almost like it's about to split. That's perfectly normal if that happens to you. So once that's all mixed in, I've got 250 grams of self-raising flour here. Bang that in. And then once this is in, we're just going to sort of fold this. We don't want to be too rough with it, because the idea is whipping everything together. We're going to have some nice air in the cake, and this is what's going to make it a nice light sponge. Right, so once that's all incorporated, you should have this really nice cake looking batter. To that we're going to go 100 grams of sultanas. We're going to go 50 grams of walnuts. And all I've done is just crush these up just with my hands. I've not used a knife or anything. I still want some texture in there. So it's 50 grams of walnuts. And then I've got, depending on what size carrots you use, I use quite big carrots. So I went 2.5 grated carrots. And all I did is just peeled the carrots and then grated them. It's essential you don't leave the carrots too long because they can go black. So then in with the carrots, because obviously it would not be a carrot cake without carrots, would it? So then all we're going to do is just fold all this into the cake mixture and incorporate it all just like so. Right, so the next thing, I've got 2 really good non-stick cake pans here, so I ain't going to bother greasing them up or anything. I'm just going to be like pure reliant on the fact that these say they're really good non-stick. And all we're going to do is half in there and half in here, and just spread it out evenly, as even as you can anyway. It doesn't matter too much. just like so. And I mean, I say this ain't healthy, but it has got carrot in it, so it's not that bad really, is it? And I'm just going to give that a little white. And then in the oven, 20 to 30 minutes at 160. Probably check them after 20, see what they're like. We want them till when you put a probe or something in them, they come out nice and clean. Just like you would a standard sponge cake. So I'll see you guys in 20. Right, so our cake's been in the oven for about half hour. Just take one out, look. See, they've risen really nice. That knife in there, look at that. Clean as a whistle. So then, take them out. Bang, we'll turn that oven off. And all we're going to do is leave them there. What I've got is a nice clean tea towel. And all I've done is soak it in some cold water. I'm just going to drop that over the cakes. And then what that's going to do is all the steam that comes off the cake is going to hit that and fall back into it. So it's going to help make the cake even more moist. Be really nice. So, just going to leave them to cool for about half hour. What we can do though, is start working on our buttery, creamy frosting. Also known as the cream cheese frosting. Right, so what we're going to need is a bowl. I've got 400 grams of butter that's been left at room temperature, so if I grab that there, look, see it's nice and soft. 400 grams of cream cheese that I've just left at room temperature, and I've got an electric whisk because you guys know how much I hate whisking by hand. Far too much effort for me. So all I'm going to do is start whisking this butter together and just whip it all up. Right, so once you've whisked your butter up, it should go really pale and creamy. So this is sort of got to the point where we want it to. So it's almost like spreadable. It's got really pale to the point you can't even really tell it's butter anymore. And then what we're going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to add icing sugar to taste. So I'm going to add a bit of icing sugar, just like you would when you're making buttercream. I'm just going to add it bit by bit and slowly incorporate it, remembering that the cream cheese is salty as well, so it kind of wants to be a little over sweet. I'm just working the icing sugar slowly at first so it don't splash everywhere, and then just like that. And then what we'll do is just get the electric whisk on it, and just on sort of low, just incorporate that sugar into it. Right, so you should be left with really nice icing, butter icing. Once you've got your butter to a really nice sweetness, it's time for the cream cheese. Now I've washed my whisk and stuff already, and all I'm going to do is just whisk this cream cheese up before I add it in. So I've just dropped it into a bowl. I'm just going to lightly beat it. Give it a nice little whisk. Because it's room temperature, I mean, look at that, like, if you've watched my cheesecake videos, you'll know it's whisked up straight away. And then all we've got to do is just butter has been flying everywhere, look. All we're doing is just sort of grabbing a spoon and then whisking it in. You want to add it a little bit at a time, otherwise you can split it. So just a dollop at a time. Right, so I'll give that a little try. I think could do with just a little touch more icing sugar. So like I say, icing sugar, you kind of just want to do it to taste. I've seen a lot of recipes out there and stuff, but all butters taste different, slightly different. All cream cheeses taste slightly different. So you want to do it more on taste, I think, rather than on an actual set recipe. So I'll grab another spoon. That's perfect. Perfect. You got nice cream cheese taste on it. It's buttery, it's rich, it's sweet. That is going to do the job. Right, so our cakes are nice and cooled down now, I think. Yeah, feel really nice and sticky because we've let that moisture sink back into them. So I'm gonna, oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful. So my cake rings were as non-stick as they promised. And I've got here a nice little, I don't really know what they're called, it's just a cake spinny thing. I'm going to go with that. And I'm just going to drop that on there. Then hopefully the bottom of the cake ring comes off nice and easy. Right, so now I've pretty much got that on. I'm just going to slap a load of this on. Where's my palette knife? I brought a palette knife just for this video, just for you guys. And I'm just going to smother it around. I'm not going to go too close to the edges because once I press the second layer on top of it, it's going to push it all out anyway. And I'm going to go quite old school and butter and icing the whole cake. Not just the top, not just the middle, the whole thing, the whole shebang. We're going for it today, we are, I tell you. So I'm going to take this, and what I might do actually, scraping a load of this off, is just delicately post it through here and just be quite fragile with it, and then hopefully should just lift off nicely. Second layer on. Right, so once you got that on, I'm going to just start smothering this all over. I'm just going to give me palette knife a little whip round and then smother it. Look at that. Oh, there's so many calories in this. Around the outside. It don't matter if you make a bit of a mess because you can always just clean it up with some kitchen roll. And I'm no master, to be fair, at icing cakes, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So the good thing about having one of these cake spinny thingies is whilst you're icing it, look, you can just sort of spin it round and it kind of does all the hard work for you. Right, so I've managed to do something that kind of looks like a carrot cake, and all I'm going to do is just go around with a bit of kitchen roll and just tidy it up. So once it's all cleaned up and you're all happy with how it looks, I've just got some walnuts here and I'm just going to sprinkle these happy accident on top of the cake, just like so. Obviously if you're allergic to nuts you can just leave the nuts out, but I love a bit of nutmeg, so why not? Go for it. Right, so finally done. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks good. So I'm just going to cut it just with a palette knife because it's on a glass tray and I do not want to be putting my nice knives on this. So, I mean, probably would help if I actually use some sort of knife. I might use my knife after all. You want to just be really careful. I'm not going to cut myself much off. I've promised the guys and gals at work I'll take a load in for them. So they've had me on that, haven't they? They've all subscribed to the channel. The first slice is always the hardest slice to get out. So it's always a good test slice. So I'm actually going to get a fork for this. And as you can see, it's looking banging. Oh. Oh. That cake is so soft and moist. That is the best carrot cake I've ever seen, ever eaten. I'm just going to demolish my way through this. The sponge itself is really light, really sticky. Oh, it's just a perfect sponge. Brilliant flavours. Nice crunch of the walnut in there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why carrot cake is my favourite ever cake. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up. Try it out at home. Let me know how you get on. I loved making that. So, drop it down below what you want to see me do next. If you're following me on Facebook and Twitter, you'll notice I've purchased a really nice gas barbecue. I'm going to be doing loads of recipes this summer. Great on the barbecue. So, until next time folks, keep on chefing.